Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Tesla report for Wednesday, December 6th, 2023.
But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. Share the content, if you would, with friends and colleagues. And check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever.
On with the charts. Let's take a look at the big picture, work our way into the day itself. This is a weekly bar chart, just to remind you, kind of backtracking, that we settled about, a couple of months ago below this channel bottom that is now well above the market at 271.03. At one point, initially for the first few weeks, expecting this descending channel bottom at 173.17. But along the way, after forming this low, we came off the low and tested a newly formed trend-defining descending 1/3 speed line that, had we held below it, did maintain this 173.17 target. As it turns out, we closed above that speed line and in the process set off a 3 to 5 week buy signal into the upper 250s to mid 260s. This 258.54 to 264.14 descending channel resistance still considered really a 1 to 2 week target right now, holding above this channel bottom that is presently at 234.61. 234.61, able to contain weekly selling pressures. We've been testing it now for the last 3 trading days, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and above which, by the end of next week or sooner, I would expect to meet our objective at 258.54 to 264.14. On the way up today, I've got 248.89. That is a level that can contain session strength. 242.13 on the way up can contain intraday buying pressures. If we push through or open today above 242.13, expect a retest of that 248.89 channel bottom, where we can, yes, place a daily high. And if we close today above 248.89, we should, within just another few days, 2 to 3 days, probably by Friday's close, push into this 258.54 to 264.14 region. This targeted zone of longer-term resistance projected off the July high, able to contain buying through the rest of the year and even through January trade. And as I've been mentioning, if we push into this upper 250s to mid 260s, you might, if you're an options trader who trades both sides of the market, reach for 210, 215 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least, I'd go 3 months out. I would call this a possible 3 to 5 week sell-off back to the 210.88 formation or some variation of that formation. It would change a bit. It would rise a bit if we were to push into this area today, because we would take off the trend line upon which it's based. But this trend line will be converging with this area anyway over the next 3 to 5 days. So yes, as we push into the upper 250s and mid 260s, profits can be taken. You may have actually reached for 260 or 265 out of the money calls when we elicited this buy signal about 3 weeks ago, having closed above the 205.08 speed line, then expecting this upper area as a 3 to 5 week target. We're a solid 3 weeks into it now. And I think realistically, we're a week or two away from actually testing it, so long as we continue holding above 234.61. So as we continue testing this channel bottom, you might, if you're a short-term options trader, reach for 260 or 265 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least a couple of weeks. In closing today, once again above 248.89, we're just another couple of days away from reaching our objective, where once again we can top out into, possibly through, January trade. Now for the downside, If we happen to break or open today below 234.61, 227.33 is likely where a daily low can be placed. But as I mentioned, and I have been mentioning now for the last couple of weeks, closing today below 234.61 does set up a 210.88 1 to 2 week objective, likely by the end of next week. This structure able to contain selling through the rest of the year, well into January. From here, we can round back up into the 258.54 to 264.14 region within 3 to 5 weeks. So we've got a 234.61 pivot point that is really kind of a pivot point inside of the 3 to 5 week time frame. Above 234.61, within 1 to 2 weeks, we should push onto the 264.14 channel top. Below 234.61, within 1 to 2 weeks, we should fall to 210.88. And then once we test 210.88, we can round back up within 3 to 5 weeks into the upper 250s to mid 260s. And that really is the play. No good reason to be short Tesla above 234.61 if your time horizon is 1 to 2 weeks out. Plenty of good reason to get short Tesla in the upper 250s and mid 260s if we happen to test it over the next week or two of activity, which is anticipated. And you can play the short side then back to 210.88 within probably 3 to 5 weeks of that. Once again, closing below 234.61, no good reason to be long Tesla through the rest of the week and into next week, expecting 210.88 as a 1 to 2 week target where we could bottom out into possibly through January trade. And finally, not going to happen today, but if over the next week or two we settle below the 210.88 channel bottom, then yes, we're back to anticipating the 173.17 longer term channel bottom, which also shows up in the daily chart. Do I show it anywhere on the daily chart? Yes, I do. In fact, this shows it quite well. If we were to close below 210.88 over the next couple of weeks, and once again, it becomes a 1 to 2 week target if we settle today below 234.61. But it is a settlement below 210.88 that indicates a good high through the rest of the year, and over the following 3 to 5 weeks, we should continue south of this 174.71 descending channel bottom, where we could bottom out through January, possibly all of the first quarter. Is there anything else to say? Yes, there's one more thing to say, and that is check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. Please click like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's Tesla. You have a great day.